Okay, intermediate, this will be the last video that I will make for 10.5. So this is video number 6. We'll do one more. Now, this one is different than the other ones I've done because this one is not formatted so that I can see the vertex. It is not formatted so that I can see the vertex. When that happens, there's two ways to handle that. There's a technique of, there's a version of completing the square that will format it in vertex form. And then there's also a formula you can use. So I'm just going to show you guys the formula. You will, in pre-calculus, do these parabolas again. They're part of the content. Okay, so this is how you use the formula to find the vertex. So when you look at a quadratic, the A is in front of the X term, the B is in front of the C term. So when they refer to, sorry, the B is in front of the X term. So when they say B over 2A, you're getting it from figuring out what's in front of the X and what's in front of the B. Sorry, what's in front of the X? Oh my gosh. Let me just write it. So what's in front of the X squared is a half. That would be A. What's in front of the X term is -4. That would be the B. Make sure you take the plus or minus. If there's no number in front of the variable, then just use a 1. If there's no number in front of the variable, the default is 1. All right, I'm going to plug it into the formula. So it's -4. So I'm plugging in the negative B over 2 times A, so over 2 times a half. All right, -4 is +4. 2 times a half is 1. So overall, this is 4. So that means that the vertex is a 4. And now this is the part where students tend to get confused. The formula means it says take the whatever you calculated here and put it into the function to find the y. So now I'm going to take the 4. I'm going to plug it into the function. Plug into f of x. Okay, so I'm plugging it actually into the function, so the 4. So now I do f of 4 equals to 1/2 times 4 squared minus 4 times 4 plus 5. 1/2 times 16 minus 16 plus 5 equals to 8 minus 16 plus 5. The positives add to 13, so this is going to end up being -3. Okay, so this is -3. So again, what you're going to do is you're going to plug the 4 into the original function. So 4 squared is 16. -4 times 4 is -16. Then a half of this is 8. And then I just put the positives and then the positive and the negative. So I got -3. So this is actually the vertex. So when you graph this one, let's see, we got 4, -3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 4, -3. And then I want you to go through all the other steps like we did before. So I'll help you with all the other steps, okay? So the y-intercept, again, you let x be 0. So I'm going to take the original problem, the original that I gave you, and I'm going to let the x be 0 in this. So y is going to equal to 1/2. Zero 5. Okay, so the y-intercept is 0, 5. Okay, so we're up here, 0, 5. Y-intercept. So again, let's do the point by symmetry off of the y-intercept. Now in this case, this one is 4 units away from the center, so I now have to go 4 units the other way. Okay, 4 units the other way is here. 8, 5. 8, 5. Okay, so that's the y-intercept. Let's now do the x-intercepts. Let me see if I can fit it down here. I'm not sure I can. X-intercept, let's let the y now equal to 0. So we're going to do 1/2 x squared minus 4x plus 5 equals to 0. Now, when you solve this for 0, you don't want to have the fraction here, okay? You want to get rid of the fraction. So since it's an equal sign, I can multiply everybody by 2 to get rid of this fraction in the front. And I can only do it because now it's an equal sign. All right, now when I look at this, my first thought is, does this factor? And my brain is saying definitely not. So if it doesn't factor and I can't use the square root method, then what am I stuck with here? And I hope you're thinking quadratic formula, because you would be right? So this is how complicated these things can get. So let me move the problem here. We are going to do the quadratic formula to find the x-intercepts. So a equals 1, b equals -8, c equals to +10. Let me just write out the formula real quick for you. Alright, so I wrote down the quadratic formula. I started to plug in the values. So remember, when you do this part, this is all together. So a negative, we know this part here is 64, but we do the sign first for this part. Negative, positive, positive makes a negative, and 4 times 1 times 10 is 40. Alright, now I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep simplifying in here this radical part. Okay, got to keep going. That has a perfect square in it, so I'm going to break this into 4 times 11 over 2. The 4 comes out as a 2. Square root of 4 is 2. Now you want to reduce this, so I'm going to factor. Don't cancel over addition or subtraction. Don't diagonally cancel. That's always wrong, because this 2 belongs to both of them. So if you're going to reduce, you have to give the 2 to both, okay? There is a shorthand way to reduce, but you have to give it to everybody. I'm just going to factor it out. Okay, now the 2's go. You really don't need the 1 in front of the radical. I was just showing you what that was. All right, now we're getting close now. Now radical 11, you want to figure that out in your calculator. Oh, I keep making a mess of my calculator here. Alright, so I'm going to hit the square root button. I'm going to put in 11. I'm going to hit equal, and that estimates due to the 10th place, which is 1 over. So 3.31 rounds down to 3.3. So this is about 4 plus or minus 3.3. Alright, which means you have 4 plus 3.3, which is 7.3. And you have 4 minus 3.3, which is 0.7. Okay. So your x-intercepts are 7.3 and 0, and 0.7 and 0. All right, let's put them on your graph now. All right, 0.7, that's more than a half. I'm just going to write the decimal version this time. And 7.3, so this is 8, so 7.3 is a little over 7, which is right here. Okay, this is 7.3 and 0. Oops, sorry, ignore that part. Okay, gang, so here we go. Try to put it all together. So this graph is to the right 4 units, down 4 units, and the 1/2 in front is making it wide, if you remember. That's going to make it wide. Okay, gang, I hope you like this section. I made a lot of videos for you so you could practice. I'm sure there's other videos you could try online. There's Khan Academy. There's a couple things, too, for extra videos. I think your book supplies some, too, if you need more support. Okay, so this week we're just going to do this section, and the rest of the week I'm just going to have you guys review, catch up on your homework. We're not going to, this is the only section that we're going to do, and I wanted to do it last week, but it's going to end up this week, so that's all right. Okay, gang, so, yeah, enjoy your week. I will, when I get some questions, I will either post them as handwritten solutions or throw up some more videos, but really this is your week to sort of catch up and just get all your marbles together about how, you know, for this next test. All right, catch you soon. Bye-bye.